Hey guys, it's Melissa, Mother Lover for Life, 100%. Today I'm going to be doing the Native American Oracle deck with my Sacred Path cards. I haven't used those for a while, so we're just going to kind of see what those cards have to say for the collective today. Thank you for tuning into the channel. Please like, subscribe, and share if you find that this message is helpful for you on your Sacred Path. Hit that like button, give me a thumbs up. Leave some comments in the comment section if this reading was helpful for you. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to this message. I hope it blesses you on your sacred path. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and light some sage. I hope all of you are having a good day. Getting out in nature, connecting with Earth Mother, staying grounded, staying on the sacred path, and growing. Calling on my angels, ascended masters, spirit guides, ancestors, Mother Mary Magdalene, Jesus Christ, Great Mystery and Great Spirit, for this collective message. To help me connect with this collective of energy that is on the sacred path. For a sacred path reading today, I cleanse my mind for clear thought, my eyes for clear sight, my ears for clear hearing, my voice for clear speaking, and my heart for purity. I cleanse all negative energy and entities from my sacred space. And I ask that this reading be full of healing blessing for those that are walking the sacred path, or those that are interested in the sacred path and connecting with their spirituality. Thank you for our messages and thank you for our gifts. Let's go ahead and bless my cards. Thank you, Spirit. Please bless these cards for an accurate message for this collective that I am connecting with, that's on the sacred path, connecting with their spirituality, healing and growing through this transformation. Thank you for our blessings, and thank you for our gifts, and thank you for these messages. And thank you for using me to get these messages out. Woo! Almost had another catastrophe. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with the Sacred Path cards, and we will just kind of see. Let's see where we want to put this. I don't want to knock my candle over. So I've got the Native American Oracle cards and my Sacred Path cards and my Sacred Path book. And we'll just see what Spirit has to share with us on how this collective is doing and where the energy is at for this collective that I'm reading for. So thank you, Spirit, for these messages, and thank you for our gifts. Can you please show me what this collective needs to know most about for guidance on the sacred path? So sacred space and fertility is what I just saw when I split the deck. So maybe you're connecting with your fertile mind, and you are protecting your sacred space. And I have healing, and we're healing fertility. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. I'll give it one more shuffle and we'll see what Spirit has to say. So records and knowing, and 11, wisdom and gratitude. Okay. So let's go ahead and see. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. Thank you for our gifts. Can you please show me what this collective needs to know most about walking their sacred path? Okay, so all of us may be sharing our quickening powwow. This kind of looks like a porcupine. So even though some days we might feel like we're going crazy, we're still sharing our quickening with others as we grow and change and develop on this sacred path by sharing our quickening. So 2 plus 5, that adds up to a 7. So it's a sacred spiritual path. And we're able to share those times of difficulty with others and connect and lift each other up on the sacred path through sharing our quickening, the growth and change. We're not all crazy on the same day, so that helps. Thank goodness. Okay, Spirit, we're sharing our quickening, powwowing, talking to one another about the growth and experiences that we're having as we go through this quickening and changing, growing spiritually on our sacred path, healing. Okay, this one flipped over. So we are having illumination and clarity. Through sharing this quickening, we're able to see how we are being illuminated, how it's illuminating others, and how we're seeing others grow and ourselves grow, and how exciting that can be through being able to connect with the East Shield through illumination and clarity as we continue to heal and grow on the sacred path. So thank you, Spirit. So that's 7, 8. So we're having a progression through this illumination and clarity. Okay. So it's because we're nurturing. We're nurturing ourselves and we're nurturing others. And this adds up to a 4. So we are becoming more stable through this nurturing process, through nurturing ourselves, through allowing others to nurture us when we need nurturing, when we are feeling unable to nurture ourselves. We're able to reach out for others and allow them to nurture us, or at least guide us on how to nurture ourselves. So we continue to nurture ourselves and be nurturing to others in order to continue sharing this quickening and illumination and clarity. So retreat. And we are realizing that part of nurturing ourselves is retreating. Retreat is an act of strength, not an act of weakness. Sometimes we have to be alone in order to do this illumination and clarity. We have to be able to go within, nurture ourselves, retreat from whatever it is that may be going on in our lives that may maybe making us feel like this porcupine head, all crazy in our heads. That way we can reconnect with ourselves and go do some introspecting and goals, and get that illumination clarity through nurturing ourselves and knowing that retreating is an act of strength. That's part of nurturing ourselves. So it's a good thing to know when it's time to retreat from whatever situation, whether it be work, school, relationships. Knowing when it's time to go within and nurture yourself is healthy. So that's part of tapping into our own drum and change. If we're out of sync and we're not in rhythm, then that just throws off the whole process. So in order to tap back into our own internal rhythm and timing, sometimes we do have to retreat, nurture ourselves, come back to center, get that illumination clarity, and then share how we did it with others. And then on the bottom of the deck we have, and then share our wisdom and gratitude. 11, with how we're doing it and what's working for us, and how it's changing us through knowing ourselves better. and then share that with others on the sacred path. Okay, so, and then we are grateful for that, for the ability, oops, excuse me, guys, for the ability to know when to retreat and to retreat in a loving way, and know that that's the correct thing to do. That is the right thing, and then have gratitude for knowing ourselves better and when it is time to retreat. So, excuse me. And then that's how we grow stronger, is through our wisdom and gratitude, and the ability to share this quickening and the illumination and clarity that we got through nurturing ourselves, retreating, and tapping back into our own rhythm. Because sometimes when we are around others, it will throw our rhythm off. So, Spirit, what would you like for me to read? I'm being drawn to nurturing. Which is number 14. Oh, excuse me, 13. Kokopelli is 14. Fertility. So we can become more fertile because of this self-nurturing and reconnecting. Okay, so this is coral. Red coral. Please remind me of the blood of all my kin. Each of us has feelings that reflect the joy within. May I nurture my own needs, then learn to share in turn. The love that is my essence, the heart that in me burns. Coral is often used in Native American silver jewelry along with turquoise. Coral is from the seas of the Earth Mother and is a symbol of the blood of our planet. As we have blood in our bodies, the waters of Mother Earth are considered to be her blood. Native Americans see the Earth Mother as a living being with consciousness and free will of her own. She is the true mother of all beings and all things. Turquoise, on the other hand, is a form of the soil of the Earth Mother and represents the Sky Nation, which protects those who act as guardians of the earth. Turquoise is a male element which can be worn for protection, just as the warrior clans protect the people and all the future generations. Turquoise protects the wearer from bad medicine. Excuse me. This protection is needed so that the nurturing can occur in a safe place, in a safe space. It is for this reason that the turquoise and coral are worn together. Our parents, Earth Mother and Father Sky, work hand in hand to protect and nurture all creatures that are connected by the family ties of red blood. The silver settings of turquoise and coral jewelry carry the symbol of purity and truth that is the marriage of earth and sky. So, Earth Mother loves and nurtures all our relations equally. This form of unconditional love is the basis of beauty. Beauty is a form of nurturing that is an accepted Native American understanding. To walk in beauty is to walk gently with a twinkle in the eye and loving thoughts in the mind and a smile in the heart. Coral also speaks of this message as the original intent of the mother of all things. Coral is a very special teacher who allows us to connect to our feelings. The planetary family, the water nursery of creation, Coral helps us to listen with open hearts and to understand that to feel is to heal. So the application of the Coral card is, if Coral has appeared in your cards today, you are being asked to look at the idea of nurturing. It may be time to nurture yourself or another. If you refuse to be nurtured, it may be time to drop the superhuman attitude before you get sick. Coral tells us that our bodies have needs too. Pay attention and be good to your body. Coral also speaks of the planetary family. If you feel lonely or alone, it may be time to have a reunion with the other creatures that share the earth with you. Listen to all our relations and cut the I'm the only one attitude refrain of your thoughts. Coral always tells us to listen to our feelings. If you have been ignoring how you feel around certain people or how your body feels, Coral is insisting that you reconnect to those feelings. Remember, to feel is to heal. So that is a beautiful message from the sacred space. So continue to feel so that we can heal and then share that with others. Gathering of teepees, new friends and old, trading of stories told and retold, a blanket for a basket, a horse as a prize. Foot races and dances, night till sunrise, exchanging the goodness that each member brings, allowing the heartstrings of our nation to sing. If the talking drums have signaled a powwow, you are being put on notice to gather together with others of like mind and exchange ideas. The quickening of some aspect in your life will be aided if you use a support system and see what type of support you can call upon from others. The powwow card is marking a time of calling in your markers. You may need assistance or just a friend to be a sounding board. Your focus will become clearer, and you may receive the boost you need just from an encouraging word or two. The quickening is inside of you and speaks of the time just preceding birth. Whatever you are giving birth to at this time can be assisted by gathering your friends around you for the needed support. Drum that marks the heartbeat of our Mother Earth, constantly reminding us who gave us birth, the rhythm of connection, pulse of flame and fire, the perfect reflection of our heart's desire. If the talking drum is spoken to you, you are being asked to find your own internal rhythm and timing. You may be pushing too hard or missing a beat. In any case, being out of sync calls for realignment with the body's needs. Rhythm is a personal thing. To honor your own rhythm is to come back into harmony with the self. From this point, personal comfort allows you to harmonize with other rhythms of life. The drum also it speaks of allowing yourself to be supported by Mother Earth's heartbeat. That is to say, your mind may be outdistancing what your body can handle, and the body cannot pull needed energy from the earth because it's trying to keep up with your thoughts. If this applies, you are missing a beat. Slow down and rediscover the heartbeat of your true mother. Then the synchronicity of your movements will be effortless. In all cases, rhythm is the key. Become aware of all rhythms and see how yours fits in. If it feels right to you, you become the music, and the dance you're dancing becomes a celebration of life. So that's a beautiful message from Sacred Space. Let's go ahead and continue focusing on wisdom and gratitude, sharing our quickening, continuing with our illumination and clarity, nurturing ourselves, and that way we are healthy enough to nurture others. Knowing when it's time to retreat, that's an act of strength. And if we're feeling out of rhythm, that's a personal thing, and we may need to change whatever we're doing in order to come back into that rhythm of self. That way we are nurturing ourselves and then more able to nurture others. And we are grateful for the ability to know that and know ourselves better. So that's a beautiful message from the Sacred Space, Sacred Path cards. I hope that you guys found that helpful. Now I'm going to get a message from the Native American Oracle cards. So thank you, Spirit, for that message. So I split the deck. And I got Kokopelli, another fertility, and the Tree of Life. So thank you, Spirit, for this message. And then I got the dream catcher and then the tree of life when I split the deck again. So thank you, Spirit. And then I got the arrow and the tree of life again. So thank you, Spirit, for these messages, and thank you for our gifts. Can you please show me, let's see here. Oh, I'll get to the right page. Okay, so we're going to do the spread of the sacred space. So we're going to ask Spirit, what is the beginning part of the situation that we, whatever we are going through as a collective, what is the beginning part of the situation that this collective that I am reading for needs to be aware of? What is at the beginning of the situation that this collective may be experiencing at this time that they need to be aware of? Oh, I got one. Renewal. This one was upside down, or it was backwards in my deck. So beware the snake. Maybe you're shedding skin, having a renewal and a rebirth in your life. So let me see. Let me double check these because I think that one was flipped around the opposite way for some reason. Okay, let's try that one more time. Okay, thank you, Spirit, for that message. Thank you for our gifts. What else does this collective need to know? What is at the heart of the situation that this collective that I'm reading for needs to know most on this day? Okay, thank you. Oh, wow. Here's another 7. I don't know that I've ever drawn this card. So that's a moccasin. So let's look this one up, guys. I don't think I've ever drawn this one at the heart of the spread before, so this is neat. This is the deer. It's a big buck. A big buck and a moccasin. So the deer, right at the heart of our spread, is unconditional love. So just as unconditional love is complex, so too is deer's gifts. In some creation myths, she is said to sacrifice her life so that the world may come to life. The antlers are strong symbols of strength, power, and protection because they are shed and regrown every year. They also represent the cycles of life with a season for everything. Deer also symbolizes gentleness, both emotional and the idea of walking gently upon the earth and with other creatures. Hunters would pray to deer, asking for a successful hunt and promise only to take what was necessary for life. Moccasins remind us of the long pilgrimage that is life, our long journey toward the full expression of love. So the message of the deer is, when strength is required, be strong. When forgiveness is required, forgive. Pay attention to what is needed and let that guide your actions. Keywords are gentle, strength, unconditional love, knowledge of the earth, the cycles of life. And the time is June, the month of flowering. And it's just now June. So that's pretty cool, you guys, how Spirit speaks to us. So it's the month of June. We are flowering, blooming and flowering. So deer and moccasin are here to remind us to continue with strength, unconditional love, forgiveness, and the knowledge of earth cycles. So we're flowering. Our flowers are blooming with deer. So thank you, Spirit. Spirit, can you show us what are the resources that are available to this collective that should 2444 is what I just saw on the time clock. Can you show us what resources are available to this collective that should not be wasted? What's a resource? What is the main resource that this collective needs to know most about that should not be wasted at this time of unconditional love. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. Okay. So, TP. #21. Protection. Ooh, my right ear's ringing. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Teepees are dwelling places that provide warmth in the winter, coolness in the summer, and protection from rain. In addition, they can be disassembled and moved when needed. As a symbol, it speaks of protection and the presence of the heavens that watch over the earth. Teepees are often consecrated with a ritual and so become sacred space within which the divine is manifested. The central supporting pole, made of cedar of poplar wood, indicates the inner centering and connection with the divine spirit that is achieved by participating in rituals. So, this is the resource that should not be wasted. When faced with adversity or a seemingly unsolvable situation, retreat to a safe space, literally and metaphorically, and wait out the storm. Keywords: protection, waiting, receptivity, repose, security, protection, sacred space, utility, slow transformation, and Mondays. So that is a resource that shouldn't be wasted. So have gratitude that you have a sacred space to retreat to, and that is an act of strength. And that will help you become and be more unconditionally loving because you retreat to come back to your own internal rhythm and timing through this transformation. You become more receptive to the divine and continue participating in your rituals and having gratitude for this teepee, whatever dwelling you may be living in, whether it be a tent or an apartment or a home. So thank you, Spirit, for that message. Can you show us what ideas does this collective need to release? What ideas does this collective need to release most? Okay, thank you. I think this is Takamol 33. But I'm not for sure. Nope. This is the shaman. Excuse me. This is the shaman 33. So, liberty. 33 is liberty. So, the shaman walks between worlds, moving with ease between the visible and invisible worlds, and thus sees connections via his or her journey to spirit. They have experienced many things, suffered greatly, and learned much. His wisdom and dedication allow him to communicate with spirit on the behalf of others and bring healing to people or an individual. He leads the living along a path of personal control that leads to true freedom and accompanies the dead to their next path, freedom from the physical world. So the message is true freedom comes through knowing, through self-knowledge and discipline, an understanding of the world and compassion or service for others. So maybe you need to let go of that for now. Liberty, freedom, ability, guidance, devotion, discipline, sacrifice, suffering for the greater good, and it's dependent on the seeker's will. Maybe you need to let that go and take more time for yourself. Maybe that's what this means. Because it's dependent on your will and your ability to tap into the divine will, the divine creator's will. Maybe you need to have more compassion for yourself. and have more unconditional love for yourself, and take time for you to retreat to your dwelling, whatever that may be. Maybe you need to acquire more self-knowledge, or maybe you know yourself real well but just need a break. Okay, thank you, Spirit, for that message. Can you show us external resources and opportunities that are available that can help this collective? Can you please show us opportunities available to this collective? Okay, thank you. So this is elk, which is 13, which is another number 4. Oops. Stamina. So your resource that's available that will continue to lead to new opportunities and advance you on your way, that can help. You have to remain having stamina. So if you don't take that time to retreat and recharge your own spiritual batteries and nourish yourself, you won't have that stamina that you need to continue on the sacred path, nurturing yourself and others. So Spirit's asking you to do only what needs doing. Carefully mete out your resources and keep moving until you are finished. Stamina, overcoming obstacles, strength, will to continue on, drawing on magical elemental resources. And the time for this is December, the month of long nights. So maybe you need to remember the month of December. Maybe it was a difficult December for you, and you're having a hard time continuing with your stamina. Spirit's encouraging you to continue with your stamina. Only do what needs doing. Keep moving until you've finished. Excuse me, with whatever goal it is that you have. What is the evolution? Okay. Love. Love. This is the 3 geese, the white snow goose. So love, unconditional love in the heart, and love as the evolution of the situation. So love and love. That's the possible evolution. Love and unconditional love and more love. And this is number 2. Make choices based on love, and that support loving relationships, both earthly and spiritual. Love, union, connection, devotion, friendship, sexuality, family, tradition. And the time for this is January, the month of renewal. So maybe you got a renewal in January, or maybe this January coming up is going to lead to more love for you, however it resonates for your situation. So thank you, Spirit, for that message. I'm going to go ahead and get one from the Divine Feminine Kuan Yin Oracle, just as a final message for us. Thank you, Divine Mother. Thank you for this message. Thank you, Spirit, for our messages, and thank you for our gifts. Can you show me what this collective needs to know most? Oh, we have the Falcon on the bottom too, guys, which is number 5, through change. So you may need to change some things around to receive more love in your life. Maybe you need to unconditionally love yourself a little bit more. So what does this collective need to know most, Divine Mother? Thank you for these messages, Spirit. Thank you for our gifts. Okay. So, sound the fierce flute. This is a beautiful card. Discernment empowers you to make choices that are aligned with your intentions, like a fierce sounding flute cutting through all vibrations with purity and intent. Your discernment allows you to stay true to your values without getting caught up in distraction. to grow spiritually through love, joy, peace, and abundance. Make high vibrational choices that feel good to you. So that's our message from Spirit today, guys. I hope that you found it helpful. I know I did. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you go out and do something that makes your heart smile. Peace. Mother Lover out. Have a good day.